Hey everybody, it's Murgle, and today in this one we'll be going over the leveling buff that recently got pushed in. The nerf recently addressed all the levels between level 40 to 100, reducing the XP needed by varying amounts. Overall though, the greatest reduction was between 60 to 80 because this was arguably the worst part of leveling. People have been complaining about it since 7.35, so it's not really like it hasn't been noticed for a very long time, but they have finally seemed to have addressed it. I tried leveling for 1 to 2 hours, normally, did quests, the normal thing. I haven't done stuff like that in a very long time, but, I still know the places and all the routes and things like that. Monster died at a reasonable rate, and the XP seemed to be filling up pretty fast. It was pretty good. Now, I can't fully say, though, how long it would take to get from level 1 to 110 at this point, as, I haven't had that experience in a very long time, but from what I read, people are stating anywhere between 40 to 70 hours. And I guess it would greatly depend on your class, spec, things like that. Nonetheless, though, at least it's an improvement. Not exactly the nerf I had in mind, but as long as it's an improvement, I'm cool with that. It's strange to think, though, because every time leveling gets discussed, people talk about how slow it was in Classic. It gets brought up in every single discussion. However, keep in mind that the numbers I just said, 40 to 70 hours, are people that are wearing heirlooms, and they have all the perks included. In Classic, an experienced player could reach max level in anywhere between like 110 to 130 hours played. The world record was slightly over 100 hours. That was also when we were all inexperienced nubs for the most part, so I wonder now, in a Classic experience, how fast people actually could level, and I reckon the numbers would be almost fairly similar at this point, and it's weird to think about, but that's just an interesting thought. Nonetheless, when I talk about leveling, people always assume that I'm being negative, which really isn't the case. I just simply look at the game for what it's become. If Blizzard really wants people to enjoy the leveling experience, then it really needs to play a major role in the experience itself. I would say that there's basically a 50-50 split across all platforms, that this group doesn't like leveling and this group does. The suggestions I tried to bring forth, I don't want to ruin the experience for people that enjoy slow leveling. That's fine. I mean, nobody's trying to change your mind that it's fun. If you like it, you can play the game however you want. So when I saw that the XP was nerfed across the board, I was kind of confused. That's why I suggested things like buffing heirlooms, because this doesn't hurt the people that want to level slow. You don't put heirlooms on if you want to level slow. That's entirely the point. And when they nerfed experience overall, I thought that was weird, because why try and ruin it for the people that you just fixed it for? I don't get it. Hey, that's me though. I mean, I'm glad the nerf came in nonetheless, but it's whatever. Anyways, I also found something that I thought was pretty cool. The experience when collecting supply nodes seems to be quite high. I'm not sure if it got increased, but I was surprised at the amount that it was giving. When I collected a node, I was receiving 3,190 experience. That means about 5 to 6 nodes are enough to get a single bar of XP. So 100, 120 nodes, and bam, I get a level. It might be a lot, but for me personally, I like to see the leveling experience as a way I can multitask. My wife and I were recently doing dungeons as a means to collect all the transmogs. We would level different specialization characters, things like that, just together, and collect all the stuff. But that is no longer viable. They nerfed that completely to the ground, so it's not worth doing. If you're being run by a level 110, the experience just doesn't happen. So, if that's the case, and I can't level like that, I thought to myself, I might as well farm gold at the same time, and I'm really surprised that the XP was as high as it was. I just couldn't simply believe that they were given that much per node. It's something I'm going to do anyways. I'm going to go out and collect these materials and make that money anyway, so I may as well do it while leveling and get a lot of XP. It's obviously not the best option. It's not going to level you faster than doing quests, I can tell you that for certain, but it's a good way to multitask if you choose to go that route. And I think places like Mista Pandaria, once you reach that level, where nodes are extremely abundant, the XP rate might actually be pretty good for doing it. Thought it was cool. maybe something worth looking into. I wouldn't say it's really viable to level completely through skilling until you're around 60 or 70, because a flying mount really does help a lot. And then at 70 you unlock epic flying, so you can fly a lot quicker, things like that. But it was pretty nice XP, honestly, and that's how I intend to level my alts now once they hit that level range. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm eager to see what they do for the future, because these may be temporary changes until they're still looking into it, according to them, so there's lots of things that could still happen. Very eager to see. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.